Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be filming a trash to treasure video, one of my favorites to film. And if you're new here and you've never seen a video like this, it is where I take 3 kind of junky looking items and turn them into treasure. Before I show you guys the items that I have here, let me talk a little bit about the shirt that I'm wearing. So I am really excited about this shirt. I was given a free design from Teespring, where their designers actually designed a shirt for me. I just told them kind of what I want and they went ahead and designed it. To be honest, first I was a little leery of this because I'm so used to doing my own designing. I thought, who could possibly know, exactly what I want? But they definitely did the job with this shirt. I'm so impressed. So this is kind of my first merch shirt where my name is actually, White Cottage Company is actually on the shirt. And I told them I want my name on there and the words home is where my cat is. I love the word home, so I like to see that on a shirt. And then of course I wanted them to add a slightly overweight kitty, which they did such a good job of. And as you guys know, I'm a cat lover, especially my little gray kitty named Pebbles. She will climb on my lap whenever I sit down anywhere on this property. Somehow she'll find my lap. And I just thought this image kind of looks like her. This shirt is available on my Teespring store. I will link it down below, and there's also a storefront image of this shirt down below, or there should be underneath this video. So make sure to check that out if you're at all interested. I don't want to go on and on here, but another thing I just love about this shirt is it is a different fabric from your usual, just your basic t-shirt. This is a tri-blend fabric, and it's so nice and soft, and I just think like it feels better and it fits better. It's not as stiff as some of those other shirts are. So if you like nice and soft t-shirts like this that kind of feel good and just fit a little better than those stiff ones, make sure to hop on over to my Teespring shop. And if you feel like home is where your cat is, make sure to purchase one of these shirts. So back to the subject at hand here. I have my 3 items around me here. First off, I have this old ladder. Now, as I've mentioned before on my Trash to Treasure videos, I'm not necessarily calling these items trash because I realize they're not actually trash. I even paid a little money for some of these items. But you get what I'm saying. I like the term, trash to treasure, where I take something that needs a little help and turn it into something beautiful. My plan for this ladder is to turn it into a plant stand. I actually have one myself on our back deck. I did nothing too fancy with that one. I just painted it, and I have another little plan that I am going to do with this one. Next up, we have this white tray, and it actually comes with cute little legs. And my plan for this is probably just, paint it. I think it even looks kind of good the way it is, but I noticed there's a little bit of cracking going on around the edges here. So I'm going to paint the whole thing and probably add a piece of wallpaper or something, contact paper, on the tray part here. The last item here is a wire spool. Now I've done some cable spools before, but never one this size. This is just a bit smaller, and my plan is to turn it into an Ottoman. Now I've never done this before, but I did see where people do that sometimes, and I would need to, of course this is way too long for an Ottoman, so I'll need to somehow cut it down and then wrap it with a foam or a batting or something, and then cover it with a pretty fabric. So we'll see how it turns out. I guess I'll feel my way through as I go. So join me as I work on these fun projects and enjoy. I will be using my Wagner paint sprayer to paint the ladder, and I had done a video on it. Again, I'll link it below in case any of you want to check it out. It's from Amazon. It says on the instructions that you don't need to thin the paint, but I know when I used it last I did thin it just a bit because I was able to paint faster if I did that. And the paint I'm using today is Do It Best brand paint and primer in one, and the color is High Hiding White. It is directly off the shelf, this color. I did not get it tinted, just a nice pure white color, and the sheen is satin. is a bit windy to spray paint out here, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Like I said, I'm planning on turning this ladder into a plant stand, and I've done this before where I've taken different designs of wallpaper or contact paper and added it onto each step, just giving it a bit of character. In this case, I found some different designs of green that I'll be using, and this is wallpaper, so I will be able to use my mist ink bottle to apply this, and I'll probably end up giving it a coat of Mod Podge just to protect it. I could run in and get my tools to cut, straight lines with here, but I think I'll just make do with what I have out here in the shop. And in case you're wondering, I picked up this beautiful little table at a garage sale just recently for $10, I believe. I can't wait to repurpose it. So what you need to do here to take the spool apart is attach a vice grip to one end of the bolt and a gear wrench on the other end. What I want to do now is figure out how high I want this Ottoman to be. I'll be using these boards here, the same ones that were in the center of the spool. I'll be using these as my, to hold it together. So I will need to cut these off for whatever size I want my Ottoman to be. I have some carpet padding left over from another project that I'll be using to wrap around the Ottoman. And then I think I have a piece of foam that will work for the top. A while back I found this antique grain sack at an antique mall, and I just love the writing on it and the color. So I thought, how could I somehow incorporate it into my Ottoman here? I know it's not centered, as you can see the writing is not centered on the bag, but I thought, could I take some of the back off and piece it in here and just add a piece to get my design in the center here. So I think I'm going to try to do that. I'll probably use drop cloth fabric for the sides of the Ottoman since that matches with the sack here. The next step is to cut my drop cloth fabric. I love how drop cloth has these nice wide tough seams, and I think I'll be using one of these seams to fit along the edge where the actual foam ends here, just to give it a nice little break instead of having my seam all the way up here, running it down the side, tucking it underneath. I'll have a strip of fabric. I know it's going to take a little more time, but I think it'll look okay. I'll just have a regular piece of drop cloth fabric strip sewed in here, and then I will add this piece here with the actual seam that I'm even going to turn this way, like the wrong side out, just to see it better. I think that'll just add a bit of character. So what I've done here is sew a tube of sorts. What I want to do is turn it inside out and strip it over the Ottoman, and then pin the seam together. I know I keep using this newspaper print wallpaper a lot for my projects, but I just love it. I don't really grow tired of it. Kind of goes with anything. And I have some good news. It is actually available on my Etsy shop. Many of you have asked about it already. So if you're interested in purchasing some for a little project you may be working on, go on over to my shop and check it out. There will be more measurements included with the listing there. I will be using a method that I call cheat distress on this tray. In this case, I'll be using this regular Sharpie marker. Often I'll use a paint marker. I don't have one out here in the shop right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. It's a permanent marker. It'll do the job. What I'll do is just kind of, go over the edges, making them, look kind of chipped and old with this marker. If there's one thing I'd want to redo on this piece is make so that my foam is cut nice and evenly. As you can see, there's a few lumps showing through, but I could always, take the cover off and change it if it, bothers me too much. But I think, for now it will do. Again, this newspaper print wallpaper is available on my Etsy shop, and I will link that below in case you're interested. Thanks guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you're all having a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye!